Beer here back in the Fantasy Bar. Friday is here, and we are back with 6 of my favorite plays on FanDuel and DraftKings, including a couple stacks we'll get started for you. That includes some value plays I am liking on tonight's slate, some home run spots I want to attack, a starting pitcher in a great matchup with massive strikeout upside I don't think is priced into his salaries, and of course, my favorite play on the entire slate with a strong history against his opponent. Who are we talking about? Only one way to find out. It's time to belly up to the Fantasy Bar. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition, Beers Daily Fantasy Six-Pack. We kick off the weekend with 6 of my favorite plays for you on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out today's video. Before we get to those plays, take a second, click that thumbs up button. Thank you very much for that. Tells me you enjoy your time here in the Fantasy Bar. Subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. I will also be back with Pints and Picks. We've been red hot on these videos. Check that out over on our Scores and Odds YouTube page. 2 prop bets I really love for tonight's action. 1 at plus odds I really like. So make sure you don't miss out on Pints and Picks. All right, housekeeping. Coors Field on the slate. You guys know the rules by now. Yes, it's in a tremendous spot, especially for the San Diego Padres. Make sure you are attacking that. But we want to give you some options outside of Coors Field here on tonight's slate. Weather also could be a concern in a few spots. And we have a split slate here. FanDuel including the early starts in their slate. DraftKings 7:05 start. We will stick with players available on both sites. All right, let's get rolling here in one of my favorite home run spots of the night. We're talking Royce Lewis of the Twins. So been kind of quiet in that home run department of late, but I think this is a good spot for him against the lefty in Andrew Heaney. He has been tearing lefties up this season. Wob over 400 at ISO, over 300 against left-handed pitching. Now Heaney on the surface, everything looks great, but you dig a little bit deeper. BABIP at just 257 against righties, so been a little bit lucky over the last 30 days. That BABIP around 200. So I think there's regression coming for Andrew Heaney, and he is vulnerable to right-handed power. Gives up a good amount of fly balls and hard contact at 32 and 47%. Lewis, ton of power in this bat. Don't see a ton of ownership here. Great one-off spot against the lefty, Andrew Heaney. All right, let's get to one of my favorite stacks, and that is the New York Mets. Let's start with Francisco Lindor. Lindor swinging a really good bat right now. Hits in 9 straight games. 5 of those games multi-hit games for him. Been very good against righties over the past month. Kind of a slow start overall, but this past month, 422, the weighted OVA for him against right-handed pitching. Now Munoz, definitely a guy I want to target with some left-handed bats. Gives up a ton of home runs. 21 already allowed this season. 13 of those by left-handed hitters here. Good power spot here for a red-hot Francisco Lindor. Let's stay there with the Mets and get that stack going with some value in the outfield with Jesse Winker. Now Winker, easily my favorite value on this entire slate. You get a guy hitting heart of the order in this Mets lineup who we like. Cheap prices on both sites, under 4,000 on DraftKings, under 3,000 on FanDuel, and gives you that power upside we're looking for against Munoz. 363 the WOBA form this season against right-handed pitching. But let's focus on Munoz. We talked about the home runs. Look at the numbers. 441 WOBA to lefties. That ISO way up at 371. I think Jesse Winker sends one into the seats at a cheap price. The Mets, one of my favorite stacks for Friday night. All right, let's get you my favorite starting pitcher for Friday night. We are going with Spencer Arrighetti of Houston. So huge strikeout upside here with Arrighetti, and I don't think it'd be a shock to see him finish as the highest scoring pitcher on this slate. And you're not paying those kind of prices for him here tonight. Generally, that's a $10,000, $11,000 pitcher. I think Arrighetti about $1,000 underpriced right now on both sites. 7 strikeouts at least in 4 of his last 5 starts, and over the last 2, 25 strikeouts, and these are against some pretty good offenses. Teams like the Dodgers, the Rangers, the Rays, the Red Sox, all much better offenses than what he's going to see here tonight with this Chicago White Sox team. We're projected to start 5 guys striking out at least 27% against right-handed pitching, 3 of those at 31.5%. Luis Roberts at about a 50% strikeout rate over the past month against righties, so plenty of strikeouts available here. This is a punchless White Sox team, and Arrighetti been pitching deep into the games lately. 85 or more pitches in 7 straight starts, 6 or more innings in 5 straight. Easily my favorite pitcher on the board, Spencer Arrighetti. All right, back to the bats with more value in Gavin Lux of the Dodgers. Another good value here. This guy is still hitting in the 5-hole, even with the return of Mookie Betts. The lineup just gets stronger, provides more protection for a guy like Gavin Lux. And over the past month, Not many have been better against right-handed pitching. Over the last 73 plate appearances, Woba nearing 500, ISO over 300, so really hitting well against righties. And I like this matchup against Miles Mikolas for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Mikolas 348 Woba allowed the lefties, 52% hard contact rate, and not a big strikeout guy either, so should see plenty of balls in play here for the Dodgers. Gavin Lux, tremendous value on both sides. All right, it's time. Take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. This is a thank you to you guys for hanging out in the fantasy bar and for all your support on these videos. All you need to do, click that thumbs up button and head to the comment section and guess fantasy points on DraftKings tonight. For my highest scoring hitter, whoever's guess is the closest, we're going to send you some free RotoGrinders swag just for hanging out in the fantasy bar. All right, let's wrap it up with my favorite play for Friday night. You know, Matt, Peace of the Night. All right, this time I promised you 2 stacks. We gave you the Mets. We're going to continue here with the Dodgers and roll with Freddy Freeman, tonight's Beast of the Night. So 4 multi-hit games here for Freeman over the last 8, and a little BVP here. I know some of you love it, some of you hate it. A decent sample here of 17 at-bats, 8 hits, 3 home runs in that sample against Mikolas. Solid against righties, as he always is. Woba over 400. ISO over 200 here, and Mikolas loves to throw that 4-seam fastball. That is a pitch Freeman has hit very well this season. Woba at 412, ISO up at 281. Love the spot here for Freddy Freeman. Easily my favorite play on the board and tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that'll do it for our Friday six-pack. As always, any comments, questions, or feedback, hit me up in that YouTube comment section or on Twitter at Beermakersfan. Don't forget, your guess for my highest scoring hitters fantasy output on DraftKings gets you a shot to win some free RotoGrinders swag. Pints and picks back over on our Scores and Odds YouTube page. 7-1 over our last 8 plays. Check that out. 2 prop bets I really love here for Friday night. ScoresandOdds.com. I am Beer saying salute. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck tonight in these contests. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for checking out our videos. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more DraftKings, FanDuel, and other DFS content. And you can check out our daily live show schedule on RotoGrinders.com/videos.